now they're starting to come in. So again, I think it's just been a better management.
I've got a Bittern.
Are you serious?
Not much out there.
Quick stop at the car wash before our trip to the biggest week in American birding down at Magee Marsh and Ottawa National Wildlife Refuge.
Is that an orchard oriole?
Yep. Orchard. We're on the boardwalk of Magee Marsh. It is one of the best places for spring migration of warblers. It's kind of like this migrant trap. All the birds stop here because it's right next to Lake Erie, so they stop here to fuel up before their flight over the lake. So there's just tons of birds, they're super close, and it's just an amazing experience.
We love birding Magee Marsh not only for the experience or even because it's the first place we ever went birding over 8 years ago, but also because it now means we get to visit with two of our very favorite people and fellow birders, Scott and Maggie. These two wonderful people have shared their passion for God's creation through birding with us and are one of the main reasons we love this hobby. We've seen literally hundreds of different species with them in several different states from Ohio, Michigan, and Indiana all the way to Arizona, and there's a good chance that list of places will continue to grow, even beyond the US border someday, I'm sure. By the end of most days, we realized that we'd been so distracted by the number of birds that we hadn't really done a great job of taking video of what we were doing that day.
Too many birds to vlog.
But when we're out birding, we would hardly consider that a problem. One of the more memorable experiences we had on the boardwalk was with this one prothonotary warbler that was never more than 5 feet off of the boardwalk. Cass was able to get some really cool videos of it. It was hopping up and down the branches, singing its distinctive song, and picking bugs off of a spider's web. And I was able to take some of my favorite shots of a prothonotary warbler that I've ever gotten. There was a flowering apple tree next to the boardwalk that was attracting orchard orioles, Tennessee warblers, and cedar waxwings. The warblers and the orioles were both using their beaks to spread open the flowers and pick little worms out of them. We had never got to see them do that before, so this was really cool for us. Anytime a Kirtland's warbler is found on the boardwalk, it draws massive crowds, and that includes us. No day of birding would be complete without ice cream from Barnside Creamery. We did that on more than one occasion. There's even a field behind their property that attracted a lot of birds that we weren't seeing at Magee. Throughout the week, we also visited Metzger Marsh, where a hooded warbler put on a show for us, but didn't necessarily make it easy to get photos of him. We also made a quick stop at Howard Marsh and found a yellow-headed blackbird, which is not out of range for this area, but is fairly uncommon to see. Later in the week, we drove southwest of Toledo to Oak Openings Metro Park, where there was a lot to see. We even got distant but good looks at a blue-winged warbler, and not one, but 3 yellow-breasted chats. Up to this point in the trip, despite seeing well over 100 species, we had not yet seen a new species for our life list. But we heard reports of a Connecticut warbler over at the Ottawa National Wildlife Refuge. So we hightailed it over to the trail where it had last been seen, but despite so many people coming to find the bird,
on the hunt for Connecticut.
Yeah, and we're not the only ones. No, you're not the only ones.
by the time we got there, it had not been seen for the last 30 minutes. But that was okay because those trails gave us awesome views of a scarlet tanager. Despite the unsuccessful hunt for the Connecticut warbler, and earlier in the week we had an unproductive drive through the refuge, Scott convinced us to do the drive one more time towards the end of our trip just to see what we could find. And let's just say that was a good decision. We found several species that we hadn't yet seen on this trip. We even found one that Cass and I got to add to our life list, the SEMIPALMATED sandpiper. As we continued along the nearly 8-mile drive, and just before the sun was about to set, this happened.
I've got a Bittern.
Look at them both flying. Look at them both flying.
This small, incredibly well camouflaged member of the heron family was sitting absolutely still in the marshy reeds, and somehow I saw it. Plus, Cass was taking video while it happened.
Oh, you just flew out. I got him for you.
I'm spot, buddy.
We saw not one,
There's
not two,
Yeah, there's two right there.
there's two right there.
but 3 of these incredible birds. Earlier in the day, I was actually having trouble with my camera, so it was out of commission during this once-in-a-lifetime experience. However, Scott graciously lent me his camera so that I could take some photos of this life list bird for me and Cass. walk here at Magee Marsh.
Yeah, it's good to hang out with Scott and Maggie and just spend... Oh, and there's a snake. Holy cow.
Holy cow. Get your phone out again.
Oh my gosh. It's like going into this